Welcome back to the library, dear wanderers. Today we're going to head back to Library Wing 1, the Hidden Nest, back to the first Oak's shelf, where we'll pick up the first work we see. It's a short poem written by a deleted user, lost to the ages of time and whatever else there may be in the library. Let's begin. Unveiling. This is the end of the world, leisurely. Like true love only recognized after the fact. Not by the sudden appearance of nuclear fire, scorching the sky autoclaved clean, but by the gap that used to hold grapefruits at the supermarket. Then no bananas, oranges, marshmallows. But the silos are still full of grain. The orchids of apples. We've received a harvest time apocalypse, colored by pumpkins and blazing leaves, and drying golden grasses row on row. See, the movies were full of barbed wire, splintered baseball bats, blood spoiling the gasoline. The gray skies and bare dirt everywhere you might look. I think the main conceit was this. We would notice. The earth would shake, stars tumble from the heavens. It wouldn't just be something to deal with, a reason to finally buy a bike. Switching to patronizing the farmer's market. It wouldn't be just something worked into the schedule, instead of blowing it, molten, away. When the storm strikes and the power dies, we are not afraid. This has happened before, and a saga hero, it always returns. Blankets. Wood stoves, curtains, candles. It only takes 14 days to build a habit. By the time I dare propose permanence, we are already used to the flame. It is a 10-day walk to the coast, but we make it bundled in sleeping bags and grubby fleeces. We do not meet any roving gangs of marauders, some newlyweds who, when we ask if we can light our own campfire from theirs, laid just beyond the white thermoplastic shoulder line, invite us simply to sit down instead. We sing Billy Joel. Yes, this is the end of the world. But there are still children playing kickball in the street, even if the garden they send it skittering into remains untrimmed. The last Oreo and a fifth of a cup of sugar for your nettle and comfrey tea are a feast when there is still someone to share them with. And the movies didn't mention this. That, sure, the hunters might laugh at you, with all your innocence and skill, only at programming dead devices. Double-bagged in the corner and awaiting resurrection. But do you know how many people a moose can feed? That a violin does not need electricity to sing. That people are plastic toy soldiers that need only a little heat to be bent into new shapes. No one knows everything, but everyone knows something. Cans or fish or squash or the plain. Even carless roads are taken over by dandelions, hawkweed, and plantain. I never learned how to play chess, your brother says as I take out the board. There are none but analog games to play anymore. Let me teach you, mine offers, and that is how we are found. In 2 teams of 2 learning over the cream and ebony squares, on the front porch in the warm and buzzing twilight. I feed a twig to the brazier constructed from an old mixing bowl and 3 rocks. He doesn't know the names of the pieces. They were all horsies and that guy. And we are laughing there as the sun slides down into honey, dashing tears from our eyes, laughing like our hearts will break on the gold. A wonderful poem that tells of ends and new beginnings. But we should move on to the next work. This one was brought to the library by Dr. Everett Mann, and it appears to be another part of the Journal of the Walk. Now let's get right into it. 81st turn, 7th year, 1st cycle, Marday. From the Journal of Aphromas Long Journey Pilgrim, with notes by Avastor, scholar of Riva Library. Marday, 1st cycle, 7th year, 81st turn. Long Journey. My new name is Long Journey. The elders made their decision, and I am torn. There have only been 2 long journeys in the histories, one of whom became a hero. It is an honor to receive that name. And yet it feels like a banishment. I understand why the elders chose this quest for me. It is clear as day. One son has already failed in his quest. If I fail as well, my family may never recover. And so I become a pilgrim. I am to go forth until I find something that the clan needs, but does not have. If I find it, then I will earn my new name, and my family will be redeemed. And if I don't find it, if I don't come back, I will not be said to have failed. Either way, I cannot dishonor my family. The elders never said this, of course. They would not. They are too kind to do so, but I could see it in their eyes. They do not expect me to come back. And for my family, for my mother and my 3 fathers, I cannot. Not unless I complete my quest. It is hard what I must do, but it is necessary. At least I have until the solstice to prepare, while the other Conlins learn the basics of their new crafts. I will prepare myself, arrange supplies, and... I am sorry. I spilled my ink on that last part. I am distracted. I will write more tomorrow. And a footnote here. The next few entries deal with Aphromas' readying himself for his quest. There were few enough during the next 13 cycles, and most of them were of a very personal nature as Aphromas said goodbye to those around him. I hope I can be forgiven this sentimentality. But I feel it is best that these entries remain off this record. I will be skipping ahead to the beginning of his journey on the 13th cycle. Before I go any further, perhaps I could explain the calendar of the Barrow Nomads, where we divide the 420 days of the year into 14 months of 3 10-day weeks. The Barrow Nomads have a much more complicated system. They divide the year into 4 seasons. The solstices and equinoxes are of cardinal importance to them. Important undertakings tend to begin on the equinoxes, whereas it's considered bad luck to start any new endeavors on solstices. Each season consists of its corresponding equinox or solstice, and 13 8-day cycles. Spring solstice is the first day of the year. Turns are marked by the passing of the windless Hawley comet. The Barrow nomads, not having a proper scientific grounding, call it the Bright Herald, and believe it brings news of the new turn to the world, or some such primitive superstition. Thus, a turn lasts roughly 82 1/3 years. The 8 days of the cycle are Marday, Skyday, Rockday, Briday, Skullday, Everyday, Tresday, and Crawday. You will therefore note that the next entry takes place 12 cycles later, or 96 days. 9.5 weeks may seem like a great deal of time to skip over, but trust me when I say there is nothing of scholarly interest that took place in that time. And there we have it, how it all started. I wonder if someday we will see how it ends. But that's going to be it for now, dear wanderers. Thank you very much for coming. It has been an honor reading with you. Good luck out there, and I hope to see you all next time.